Okay, I understand that it isn't technically a goal because it's the shootout and that doesn't count. But we've been waiting like 4 years for this. Can we please do this for laugh? Friend, I don't know that one is enough for the boy who finally grew up. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 14 of the regular season, where the Rangers win 4-3 in the shootout over the Columbus Bluejackets in a night where Alexis Lafrenhatty kind of sort of gets his first hattie. Listen, I understand that it is not technically a hat trick, but he has just looked so freaking good over the past few games. He did put 3 pucks into the net tonight, and by God, it's been a long enough wait where we have eagerly been hoping and wishing and praying for Lafrenhatty to finally turn into what we knew he could be. We've got to do it tonight. We've got to go with the full celebration. But how did the Rangers get to that shootout? Well, you got to go back to the first period, and it doesn't even start with the Rangers scoring. So the first goal for Columbus is really conflicting to me because of how I talk about goaltenders. It's a shot from Gabranson, basically from the boards that's tipped in front by Danforth. And it was a tip in front. There was a lot of traffic in front. I understand that. Quick had a perfect view of the shot. I understand it was tipped, but it wasn't a drastic tip, and it didn't really look like it changed the trajectory all that much. You'd kind of like for Quick to have a save there, but also Quick had a weird night where he let in a couple of softies, but also made some stupid good saves. Like, I feel that he had a great game, especially with the shootout and all. Like, he played really well, but that's just like you'd kind of like him to have that, but also it was a tip in front. You be the judge. I'm on the fence. But then the Rangers respond right back about 2 minutes later. Chris Kreider with a beautiful setup from Gustafsson. And, like, every once in a while, Kreider will rip a shot like this, and it just reminds you that, like, yeah, he might be the best net front presence in the league. He's got a really good shot on the occasion that he does decide to just absolutely let one rip. Beautiful goal from Kreider. His 10th of the year already. And the Rangers tied the game at 1 apiece. And then you get to the second period, and about halfway through it, Trocheck carries in, and by God, what a saucy pass over to Alexis Lafrenhatty. Buries it, and the Rangers take the 2-1 lead. Lafrenatt's first of the night, and I am just so happy that I could specify that it's his first of the night, and his 6th of the year. Laffy is cooking all of a sudden. And then, before they even stop putting the chyron on the screen that Alexis Lafrenhatty scored, Adam Fantilli scores. And I have nothing to say on this for Quick. That was just a beautiful shot from Fantilli. Off the bar, if I'm not mistaken. That was just a thing of beauty for him. And the Blue Jackets tie it at 2 apiece. And then, like 30 seconds after that, Alexander Texier fires one on net. Quick stops it, but gives up the juiciest rebound possible. And Sean Kuraly, who, while scoring, decides to dive directly into the net. And not like the netted portion, but like the part of the net that isn't a net. You know, like the iron bar part of the net, which I personally, knowing how hard that is, wouldn't necessarily recommend that. But go hard in the paint. Sean Kuraly, even if that would have been the game winner, I would have been like, you know what? You deserve that. Because, good God, that's pain. That is true pain. And so now you enter the third period of play, and the Rangers trail by 1, but it's been basically dead even. Columbus had 1 extra shot. They both had 7 in the first period, and then shots were 16-15 in the second, right? Dead even match to that point. And then you go into the third period, and the Rangers outshot Columbus 17-3. And it felt like they outshot them 17-3. It wasn't just the last little flurry with an empty net that made it feel like that. They played a good third period. Columbus was always on the back foot. Now, you get to the very end, that crazy flurry that they were on for the last, like, minute and a half. Fantastic job, by the way, for the Rangers. Just actually controlling play with the empty net, which it just felt like last season every time they had an empty net was a fire drill. This felt like just a far more cluttered and congested power play, which is a great feeling for them. They did not have it last year. And eventually, they're passing it around. It's Mika. He passes over to Panarin. Fires one on net. And by God, what a... it's so small and it's so simple. But it is the epitome of why I adore Chris Kreider. He is a great net front presence. And almost all of the time, that is because he tips it in. But the situational awareness, not to just panic-strickenly, because he did not have an angle whatsoever on Elvis Merzlikins, but knowing that there's like about 10 seconds left in the period, or in the game, knowing that this shot has got to go in for them to legitimately have a chance. He doesn't, in a fit of panic and just reflex, try to put it on net. Instead, a simple little pass to Alexis Lafreniere, who puts it past Merzlikins, and the Rangers tie the game with about 11 seconds left on the clock. Just a beautiful sequence. Obviously a fantastic goal by Lafreniere to get it up and over the pad, that close range. But man, Kreider deserves a lot of praise for this goal too, because just the perfect awareness right there is absurd. Then overtime comes along, and it was pure chaos of both teams just exchanging rushes that led to nothing. Shots were 2-1 for Columbus. And honestly, I have no idea how there were only 3 shots in overtime. It felt like there were 50. So then you get to the shootout. Panarin does his normal theatrics, but it just can't quite go. Johnny Gaudreau misses the net. Mika Zibanejad gets one on net, but same story as Panarin. It doesn't go. Then Patrick Laine gets a shot off. Beautiful save by Quick. Alexis Lafreniere steps up for the Rangers, potentially with the game on the line. Cruises down, and a beautiful backhander. Top shelf filth from Alexis Lafreniere. 2 goals, and the goal in the shootout, and my dear friends, that is enough for me. That hit off the ceiling fan. I'm going to have to spend like an hour cleaning that hat because of the dust, and I don't even care. Beautiful goal by Alexis Lafreniere for the hat trick, but close enough, and I'm happy about it. And then you have Alexander Texier shot. Oh, by God. A save by Quick, but like, just barely clearing the bar of the net and landing in the netting. That was horrifying. But a save is a save, and the Rangers, after 14 games, improved to 11-2-1. And I just can't get over this team's start to the season. I understand it was Columbus, but they still battle back. They still find a way to win it. You don't luck into 11-2-1. I have not been a fan for decades, right? So I have a smaller sample size than most. I have not seen a Rangers team play like this. I have not seen them play this well, this consistently. They look great. They look as good as I have ever had the pleasure to watch them. And now you get basically a month off. I'm barely exaggerating. You don't play again until Saturday. But when that Saturday game does finally tick along, the Rangers will be playing their dearest old friends, the New Jersey Devils. This is a game that everyone has had circled for, I don't know, when did the Rangers get eliminated in the playoffs? Since then. That was when we circled it. There's a lot riding on this. I assume Igor Shesterkin will be back in net for the Rangers, so that'll be hopefully an uptick. The Devils will play a few more times before that game. Obviously, the Rangers have the entire week off, and it's a matter of, obviously, one person's version of a team that is considered well-rested is someone else's rusty. We'll see how that goes when it comes time for Saturday. This game is important. I said it in the podcast with Evan. By the way, you guys should go subscribe to the Rangers Game Plan podcast. I'll link it below. I said it in that video. I'm not going to say this is a must-win, although I would very much like you to win this game. But it is a must finish at the wire. You can't lose this game by multiple goals. Keep it close. Keep it competitive. Make them fight for every inch, every zone entry, every face-off, every shot. Work them. But this should be a very interesting game for the Rangers, and possibly the most important measuring stick to this point of the season. I would say the most important measuring stick of the season. But until Saturday, that's all I have to say. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.